This is the adventure of the small kitchen. Hey, what's up people? So I have also included here on how to make your biga, an Autolyse, until the first stretch, build, and fold, which you have seen in my previous videos. I hope you watch it. So in this process, this is called a lamination. What we have to do here is you would have to gradually spray some water on the surface on where you will have to work on the dough. And then transfer the dough, and we will start doing the process called lamination. This is by pressing the dough and completely stretching it as much as you can. This makes our dough soft, airy, and light in the inside. At this point, our dough is still a little bit sticky, so it really helps to have a very wet hand and a very wet surface to work on. Once you have stretched the dough, start folding the right and left side to the center and tuck the dough moving towards away from you. After you have tucked this like a baby, put the dough back to the bowl, seam side down, and cover it with a tea towel and let this rest for about an hour. After an hour, flour your work surface heavily. Transfer your dough to your work surface again. By this time, your dough should be really gassy and buoyant, so you need to flour the surface of your dough as well. You really need to be careful in removing the dough from the bowl by using a dough card. Slightly release the dough from the sides before slowly transferring it to our work surface. Once transferred, flour the other surface of the dough and position it very well. Just be very careful not to release too much of the gas, as this will be the final shape of your dough. Pat the dough to release the excess flour that you have put in, and afterwards you would need to cut the dough into two. Be very gentle, not like me, I ruin it. Cut a parchment paper and floured it vigorously before you transfer your dough. Be very careful in transferring your dough on this surface, not to release too much gas. Once you have transferred both, cover this again with a tea towel and let this rest for about 30 to 45 minutes. While waiting for your dough, you have to preheat your oven to high. Your temperature varies according to the oven that you used. I also have this cake pan that I will use for steaming water. If you have a cast iron pan, that would be much preferable to use it instead of this one. A few minutes before your dough is ready, heat some water to boil. Cut your parchment paper at the middle. By this time, your dough should look really nice and airy. So be careful in assembling your dough to look nice and neat. Not much of what I did. When the oven is ready, we will now bake the bread and transfer it and put it on the middle rack. The oven is really hot, so be really careful not to burn yourself. So remove the pan a little, and I'm going to put this tea towel to support it and slowly pour in the hot water on the pan to release the steam. That steam will really help our dough to expand a little more. If you have a turkey dish pan, that would be preferably much better to cover the dough. But I only have this aluminum foil, which will still help me not to burn the top of the bread too quickly. Start baking this for about 20 minutes before removing the foil. At the 20-minute mark, remove the foil and continue to bake this at 30 minutes or until you have a golden brown crust. you will have a fluffy and airy and robust golden brown crust. So let's eat this thing. Delicious, guys. Pair it with a cup of tea.